money and status only go but so far in regards to women. Sharp Game coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Offer a Boss Life Secrets, which can be found on Amazon.com. So yeah, this is a question that I usually get a lot. People be like, yo, I see this online too. They be like, yo, if you got the money, if you get the money, you can sell women a dream, or if I got the money, I'm set for life. And I hear a lot of people throw around these phrases. They act like the money is their savior. I just never seen it happen like that. You know, I know a lot of people with money. I know some rich people. I don't know no billionaires, but I know some rich people. I'm talking personally, yeah. I know some people that's well off. I know some people that's doing okay. I know some people that's rich. Some live in America, some live in other places around the world. Look, money is only a tool. Money is really neutral. Now, when it comes in the hands of the individual, that's when money can be a positive or negative, or it could be for good, for bad, you know. But there's a lot of people out here with status, money, and resources, but they're still struggling with relationships. So there has to be something else going on. It can't be just about the money. As a matter of fact, if you have a lot of money and you have no game, the money can do you a disservice. Because what usually happens is a lot of women will take advantage of guys that don't know how to handle themselves, that have no game, that have bad social skills. So instead of the money enhancing their livelihood, it really does them a disservice, because a lot of guys take the approach, well, hey, I'll just pay for everything. I'll just try to buy everything. Or they just start trying to do too much. They'll buy red roses on the first date. And if you ask them, hey, you don't think anything was wrong with that? You giving a woman red roses on the first date? They'll be like, no, I didn't see anything was wrong with it. I was just trying to be nice. Trying to be nice for who? And why? You don't know this woman from a can of paint. You don't even know if she likes you. And you don't just give her red roses at the door, the first date. See, you see what I'm saying? Think about that for a second. Why would you give a woman red roses first date? You don't know where she's standing. You think she feels the way you do. You just assume that. And that's a mistake. You know? So that's just one example of a lot of stuff that a lot of guys do. That, you know, there's a lot of entertainers and a lot of athletes out here. They be doing too much too. They don't really be thinking. They just be doing stuff. And they just be buying stuff, buying women cars, take them shopping, surprise them out of the blue with who knows what. And lo and behold, this woman, she doesn't even think she deserves the stuff that he's doing. But in his mind, he's going to treat her the way he would want to be treated. I'm like, how do you know what about how she wants to be treated? What about if that woman might have low self-esteem? She might not think highly of herself. She might have a low self-image of herself. And you showering her down with gifts, that's not going to work. She going to get uncomfortable and she going to start self-sabotaging the relationship y'all have. It happens all the time. I've seen it happen all the time. You know, it's like some people just they don't feel like they deserve certain things. So they'll just sabotage the relationship. And go so they can and justify why they had to do it. They'll say something like, "Oh, he was just too nice." What that really means is that guy didn't get her panties wet. That guy didn't make her tingle inside. That's what that means. When a woman says, "Hey, he's too nice." He didn't make her tingle inside. That's all that means. He didn't make her feel a certain type of way. That's all that means. When a woman says, "Hey," now, and a lot of times it's because she has a lot of baggage or something has happened to her in the past and she never dealt with it. So a lot of what she should be experiencing, or at least have the opportunity to experience, is being blocked by that tragic experience or the baggage in the past. This happens a lot. And unfortunately, something has happened to almost everybody while they were young or growing up. That's, everybody that I know, they might not admit to it or even talk about it. But almost everybody I know, something has happened to them that made them feel a certain type of way, and it kind of hurt them, and they never really dealt with it. And a lot of times it's blocking them from achieving whatever they thought about doing or want to do in life. They have like mental blockage, and a lot of people don't even necessarily realize it until they get older, and then when they deal with it, and then a whole, different possibilities open up. They become enlightened, and they become like almost a whole different damn person. And it ain't got nothing to do with no money. Ain't got nothing to do with no status. Look, status and money is an attention grabber for a lot of women. That might get their attention, but that ain't going to keep them there. What's going to keep her there is a combination of things. But money and status, she'll take if that's the case, she'll try to take as much money as you can and get up out of there. But what's going to keep a woman there is a combination of things. And a lot of that has to do with more of who you are than anything else. This is why a lot of athletes, football, basketball, baseball, they get divorced. Most of the time it's because of him. Because there's no connection there. There's no emotional ties connection there. So this is why a woman, it's easy for her to just leave. It's easy for her to be vindictive. It's easy for her to feel like she wants revenge because she's, she made a commitment to that guy, and in some ways she kind of had to cut her family off to be with this guy. Because a lot of times the family don't approve of the guy that they get married to. When it comes to a lot of these athletes and entertainers. So when it doesn't work out, a lot of women are mad because of the commitment they made and it didn't work out. So that's where a lot of that her being vindictive and, trying to take 80% of the man money, That's where a lot of that comes from. It ain't just because, she's vicious. Now, there's some women that's pretty fucked up. But for the most part, a lot of that comes from she made a commitment to the marriage, to the relationship, and it didn't work out. And she feels like, it's his fault, which sometimes it is, sometimes it is his fault because maybe he might have done something, maybe he might have cheated, maybe he might have lied to her. I don't know. But a lot of women are mad and upset because something on his part, his side, didn't pan out for any reason, for whatever reason. And it ain't had nothing to do with no money. It ain't had nothing to do with no status. No. And a lot of these women will leave and get with a guy. Well, sometimes they stay single, and sometimes, most of the time, I would say they stay single. But sometimes they'll start dating a guy that's totally different, with no status and very little money. So money only go but so far. You can't buy loyalty and respect. Money can't buy those two things. That's something that has to be earned. So hey, money's good. Money gives you more options. You can take care of your family. You can, get access to certain resources or whatever. You can, travel, have more fun, have more free time. But at the end of the day, it's like the money is not really a part of you, really. It shouldn't be. And like if you don't know my story, when I was in my 20s, I used to ride around with $5,000-$10,000 in cash. Yeah, so I used to get in my car. I used to have $5,000 in my pocket, and the other $5,000 in my car, and I used to drive around because, in some crazy way, weird way, I thought I felt secure. I felt safe because I have cash money in my pocket. So I used to ride around $5,000-$10,000 in my car. Sometimes it was $20,000 at one point. And I stopped doing that only because I got stopped one day by a cop in Florida, and he threatened to take my money. And if I didn't tell him that I just got out the military, he backed off then. He was like, all right, have a nice day. But if it wasn't for that, after the fact, somebody told me, he said, hey, if you didn't tell that cop you was in the military, he probably would have took your money, and you would have had to prove that you earned it somehow, some way. I didn't know this at this point. You know what I'm saying? I was just doing my thing. I just got out. I'm fresh out the Navy like 2 months. I got out early. I had about, I think I had like 90 something days built up, and I got out early. So, but when I had the money, I was the same person. I didn't feel different. I was the same dude. I didn't feel like the money made me stronger, made me better. No, I just had more time to do things. And I was using that money to figure out where I was going to live at in America. That's all I was trying to do for for that year. That's all I was trying to do. And if it wasn't for the money, I wouldn't be able to do that shit at the time. So cause see, at one point, all that money was gone. And I was still the same person. I still could catch. I still could talk. I was still the same person. You know what I'm saying? So this old saying goes, money, man make the money, money don't make the man. It's true. It sounds like it's a cliche statement, but it's really true. You know what I'm saying? Every guy has to figure out what works for them. You know? So hey, like, share this video. Tell me what you think below. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.